Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start chapter 564 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. The morning sun bathed the city in a warm glow. At 10 a.m., the skies were clear, with the temperature ranging between 13 to 19 degrees Celsius. A sleek private jet descended steadily toward Duntian Airport. Piloting it was none other than Chun Yuan himself. No flight attendants, no co-pilot, just him and Tina Morgan. He had deliberately chosen to fly the jet solo. His reasoning? If his plane were intercepted by fighter jets route, would having a full crew increase the risk? In the worst-case scenario, he and Tina might just escape with their lives, but the others on board would be doomed. So why not fly it himself? And besides, it gave him a perfect excuse to test his flying skills. Of course, in the end, Chun Yuan was simply overthinking it. The flight was smooth, uneventful. Not a single interception. Meanwhile, the news of Chief Yan's impending return exploded across the internet, sending shockwaves through all the major families. Today, the name Chief Yan carried a weight that was worlds apart from the past. With Faduan capital rapidly expanding, the Manga smartphone taking the global market by storm, and the War God Hall app going viral worldwide, Chun Yuan, nicknamed Chief Yan, had become a living legend among the younger generation. He was a box office emperor worth billions, a prince of piano, a basketball god, a sprinting king, a grandmaster of chess, and the ultimate tycoon. He carried countless titles, each one earned or bestowed with awe. And yet, he was only 22, not even 23 years old. At the age when most people were just graduating college, he had already climbed to the peak of life. Of course, with fame came criticism. Online trolls were quick to attack. They accused Chun Yuan of having ambiguous relationships with countless beautiful women, claiming his private life was immoral and that he was a shameless playboy. They insisted that none of his success was truly his, that it all came from the powerful women around him. If not for Zhao Yuqi, Qin Bingshuo, Yuling Shuang, Yi Han, Qin Wushuang, Lin Zhilu, Xiao Ryu, Chu Yumo, Gao Xianin, and others, if not for their family backing and personal capabilities, how could he have possibly come this far? He was labeled as nothing but a gigolo who had feasted on the fortunes of a dozen powerful families. In response to the online chaos, a mega influencer with over 10 million followers uploaded a special video. If heaven hadn't birthed me, the keyboard warrior, the spray path would be as dark as night. What's up, everyone? I'm your boy, keyboard warrior He's Siphon. And today, the one I'm roasting is none other than Chief Yan, real name, Chun Yuan. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but the truth is, I went to the same university as this guy. Heck, he used to live in the dorm room right next to mine. I once even caught him dating the school belle. I was so bitter back then, we had a little history. Looking back, I admit, I was way out of my league. Anyway, today's episode is all about the women around Chief Yan. How are they doing now? I've compiled some solid info, so sit back and let me break it down for you. First up, Zhao Yuqi. She's now the CEO of Big Cat TV, founder of CY Tech, and the mysterious chairwoman behind the scenes, also the largest shareholder of the group. Just a year ago, she was a third-year university student, known as the second most beautiful girl on campus and part-time streamer with impressive piano skills. She had tens of thousands of fans on Douyin. She was a small-time influencer, mildly popular in her circles. Then she met Chief Yan. That's when her life completely flipped. He bought her luxury cars and villas. He showered her live streams with tens of millions in gifts, making her famous overnight. Of course, even big influencers eventually fade. A few years, and it's over. But Chief Yan saw that coming. So what did he do? He directly invested in her, poured hundreds of billions into launching Big Cat TV. He boosted her streams again and again, drawing massive attention, causing user numbers to skyrocket. And CY Tech? Well, CY just happens to be the initials of Chun Yuan. He dumped billions into promoting the Manga phone. Even when the project was hemorrhaging money and everyone else gave up, he pushed forward. Without him, Manga phone would have never survived. What's Zhao Yuqi's current relationship with Chief Yan? I don't know for sure. But one thing is crystal clear. He gave her everything. Next up, Qin Bingshuo. Not as widely known, and way more low-key than Zhao Yuqi. But some of you might have recognized her. She once competed in a show called The Real Actor, but didn't even make the top 60. Most people thought she was just another newbie actress. Wrong. She's the global vice chair of Koi Tech and the largest shareholder, even more than national icon Yu Manqing. Her personal wealth? Over 500 billion yuan. A year ago, she was just a fresh college graduate who had just joined Koi Tech, which was on the brink of collapse due to restructuring. It was Chun Yuan who stepped in, invested 10 billion yuan to save the company, and then gifted his shares to Qin Bingxue with no strings attached. Later, when the company faced financial trouble again, it was Chief Yin who came back with even more investment. Without him, there would be no Koi app today. The third woman mentioned, Gao Xianin, there's really no need for me to explain further, right? Once plagued by negative rumors, her career as an actress was practically ruined. Yet, under Yinzong's support, she rose to become a billion-yuan best actress and even founded her own film company. Then there's Yu Lingshuang, Yinzong's right-hand woman. As he Sifin went on detailing each woman in Yinzong's life, the audience was left absolutely stunned. Every single one of these women, who had close ties with Chun Yuan, had now become highly successful. Even those with relatively lower achievements still far outshine the average person. Could it be that Yinzong actually brings good fortune to his women? This is insane, absolutely insane. I only just realized how many benefits come from being close to Yinzong. Yinzong truly gives his all to everyone around him. He has never let anyone down. If I had the chance to marry Yinzong, even if I had to wait in line at number 50-something, I'd still take it. Haha, keep dreaming. With how popular Yinzong is, you'd probably be number 5 million. Let's be honest, any woman who marries Yinzong would instantly become public enemy number 1. The internet exploded with discussion. Having money doesn't automatically make a man desirable. He may not even spend it on you. But a man like Yinzong, wealthy and generous with it, that kind of man is simply irresistible. This viral video instantly raised Chun Yuan's appeal among women to an unprecedented level. Men like Yinzong, peerless and godlike, may never be able to be truly claimed by just one woman. And as online buzz kept growing, another major topic started trending: the opening admissions of the first class at Tianmen Film Academy. Given Chun Yuan's current standing in the entertainment industry, he could make anyone famous with a single word. His media resources alone already dominated half the industry. It was clear, this academy was destined to become the highest temple of the arts. That very day, a massive line had already formed of students registering to enter Tianmen Film Academy. It stretched on endlessly. And the crowd? Mostly young girls around 10 years old, all full of dreams and excitement. Of course, there were also plenty of good-looking boys. Where there are beautiful girls, the boys naturally follow. A lot of these boys weren't necessarily aiming for careers in acting. They probably just figured it'd be easier to meet girls here. That, too, was a very valid reason. Meanwhile, after landing his plane, Chun Yuan headed straight toward Duntian New City, bringing Tina Morgan along. Thanks to his use of disguise techniques, no one recognized him along the way. Looking at the thriving, bustling city before him, Chun Yuan couldn't help but feel a bit emotional. Nearby in the crowd, if I get into Tianmen Film Academy, do you think I'll have a chance to get close to Yinzong? One girl asked. Keep dreaming, her friend replied. Yinzong is surrounded by so many beautiful women. Why would he look at you? If I could just spend one night with Yinzong, my life would be complete, said a soft-spoken girl, around 17, wearing round glasses and looking like the stereotypical sweet, innocent type. That last comment nearly made Chun Yuan trip over himself. She looked like such a well-behaved girl, yet she could say something that bold? Young girls these days are way too mature. Whoa, look over there. Isn't that Zhang Haoyin from Jiangxin Group? That billionaire CEO? Yeah, I heard he used to be just an average rich kid with a few billion in family wealth. He used to go around flaunting sports cars with his posse. But after helping Yinzong out a few times, he was brought into Yinzong's inner circle and even made a shareholder in Hanxing Pharma. Now his net worth's over 10 billion. Wait, a family with just 10 billion in assets is now considered average rich? Y'all got a funny idea of normal. Whoa, look, it's Bai Xiao, another shareholder in Hanxing Pharma, and part of Hanxing's elite rich kid circle. OMG, Koenigseggs, Pagani Huayras, Bugatti Veyrons, Lamborghini Veneno, Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Every legendary car you can name just pulled up outside Tiananmen Film Academy. All these big shots must be here to support the school. Wait, look at the guy getting out of that Rolls-Royce. Isn't that CEO Liu Jia? He made it to the New York Times. He's famous not just in China, but worldwide. Absolute legend. Rumor says he's still single, no wife, no girlfriend. If I can't get Yinzong, I'd happily settle for Liu. In the crowd, a stunning woman with looks that would score a perfect 10 stood quietly, listening to the chatter of these young girls, watching their bashful excitement. She felt a swirl of complex emotions inside. This was Du Xiaoya, fresh out of college. She had landed a job at Tiananmen Film Academy as a foreign language teacher, attracted by the city's growth, high wages, and better opportunities. The job paid 20,000 yuan per month, with food and housing included. Very good for a fresh grad, especially for someone who graduated from a top university. But now, seeing Liu Jia basking in glory, surrounded by school leaders and high-powered businessmen as he entered the academy, she was filled with deep regret. Not long ago, Liu Jia had been one of the men chasing after her. She didn't just ignore him, she looked down on him. Now, barely a year later, their worlds were poles apart. He had become the CEO of a trillion-dollar empire. She was just an intern teacher. The rich kid she had once chased ended up dumping her after a few flings. If she hadn't made the wrong choices, she could have been Mrs. Liu right now, bathed in spotlight and adoration. I won't give up. I have to win Jia back, she muttered to herself. Whatever humiliation it takes, she'd endure it, as long as she could reverse her fate. Elsewhere on the school grounds. Old Liu, do you think Yinzong will show up today? It's been ages since we last saw him. I've been wanting to treat him to dinner. Yeah, man. Remember when I used to show off in a Ferrari, trying to back him up during events? Feels like forever ago. Look at how far he's come now. I swear, the best decision I ever made was following Yinzong's lead and investing in Duntian Film City. In just under a year, I made 10 times my money. My whole family respects me now. Nobody calls me a loser anymore. I actually speak louder in family meetings. For real, man. Half of us here used to be the useless heirs, rich kids with no direction, just flaunting daddy's money. No one believed in us. Now, we've proved them all wrong. Honestly, I hate the term rich second gen. I prefer it when people call me President Yang. As they chatted, everyone felt a wave of nostalgia. Back then, they thought they were being taken advantage of, just used as backup. Now, those memories were priceless. Back in the day, I got to show off alongside Yinzong. Who dares to disrespect me now? That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. Also, if you know other fans who were reading this manhwa but stopped because it got axed, share this video with them. The more support we get, the more motivation we'll have to keep making these videos. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.